Hey y'all, welcome back to the realm of comics, or welcome if you're new here. This is a place where we talk about everything that is related to comics, graphic novels, and manga. And today we are going to be looking at my top 5 comic releases for this week, which would be coming out. I'm pre-filming this, so this is going to be releasing on November 2nd, and I have 5 titles for you that I am super excited to get to and that I am looking forward to. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about those 5. All right, so the first one that I have is from DC, and that is Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo. So this is interesting. This is a new series that is starting. So this is an issue 1 where we are getting the opportunity to see Batman and the Joker become a dynamic duo. They are teaming up. It closely relates to the fact that Harley Quinn has gone missing and Joker is willing to do anything to get her back. And Batman is realizing that something has happened to Commissioner Gordon, and he gets a package that supposedly maybe has a piece of Commissioner Gordon in it, and he knows that he has to do anything in his power to get him back, which includes possibly pairing up with the Joker in order for them to make this dynamic duo of a team to get back both Commissioner Gordon and Harley Quinn. I am super interested in this story. These two have a long and very complicated relationship that we have seen many ideations of, but this is something that I don't think we have ever seen necessarily, where we are getting a solo book that specifically focuses on the two of them working together. I think this one is going to be dark and gritty, but also maybe have some moments where these two personalities are kind of forced to work on the same level. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless. I did not expect to see something like this on this week's release. It was not on my radar. I'm sure it was announced early on, but it was not on my radar. So I am definitely looking forward to getting to this one. I mean, literally, by the time y'all see this video, I would have already downloaded it. I promise you, it's been purchased. The next one that I have is an interesting one because I technically can't read it yet, but I am super amped for this series, and that is The Joker. It is another spinoff, but this one is called The Man Who Stopped Laughing, and this one is a series that is going to be a follow-up to James Tynion's run on Joker. I have not read what would be the collected edition with volume 2, and the collected edition of volume 3 does not come out until next year. So I'm debating on whether I'm going to wait until next year to finish it or whether I'm going to pick up the remaining issues of Joker as single issues. I haven't really made up my mind about that, but I would highly recommend reading James Tynion's run on the Joker first before picking up the series. I have seen a couple of comic YouTubers already talk about this, and they are liking it more than they liked the Joker, which for me is saying a lot because I really have enjoyed what I've read of the Joker with James Tynion's take on the Joker, and so I'm very much so looking forward to this one. Apparently this takes, like, literally follows up the cataclysmic events that happen in what would eventually be volume 3 of James Tynion's run. So something happens, and now we get a follow-up story. And so from what I've also heard from reviewers is that we get to see Joker even more. If you didn't know, the original series that was created by James Tynion is technically more of like a Commissioner Gordon series, but we follow him so closely, and Commissioner Gordon and Joker have such a complicated history that we feel his presence on every page. It lingers, it's dark, it's very powerful, and so the fact that this is actually more of a Joker book is going to make it even more appealing to me. The third one that I have on this list is another number 1, and one that I'm really interested in because these are a group of superheroes from Marvel that I've never heard of. It is called a Tiger Division, which focuses, I believe, on 4 or 5 characters that are known to defend South Korea. I think they have been characters that have appeared in Marvel series before, but this is their first kind of own story where they are the focus of it. I'm very interested in getting to know these characters, and just the same way that I've gotten to know the other characters, their quirks, the good things about them, the bad things about them, and how this is going to work inside the Marvel universe as a whole. Just, I think, like I said, I don't know much about these characters, but I'm just intrigued by what Marvel is going to do with these creators or these characters getting their solo series. The next one that I have on this list is Earthdiverse #2. This is a new horror series that is being written by none other than Stephen Graham Jones, which this is great. So Stephen Graham Jones, I've read a comic by him before. He did kind of a one-shot thing for Marvel with their Marvel Voices, Indigenous Voices, and that is being compiled into a it's a trade called, I think it's called Marvel Legacy, which focuses specifically on Indigenous creators and artists, as well as Indigenous characters in the Marvel Universe. This is being pushed out by IDW, and it is Steven's first ongoing series. This is issue #2. By the time that you will have seen this video, I will have read issue #1. And issue #1, I can describe it. I don't want to say anything about issue #2. Issue #1 focuses on a group of Indigenous individuals that are living in like 2100 and something. It's in the future, and pretty much the world is falling apart. It's coming to its cataclysmic end with all types of natural devastations, populations dying out, the whole nine. And so, of course, they figure out that the source of all their problems is America. Are we surprised? I should not be surprised. So they find out that there's this time traveling ability through, I think, this underwater cave, something along those lines. And so they figure out that the one event that will undo a lot of the issues that have happened is for them to travel back to 1492 and kill Christopher Columbus. I am definitely excited to see Steven's take on this. I heard that there's sci-fi slasher vibes to this one. And so, like I said, by the time that this goes up, I will have read issue 1. So I'm probably going to be super excited to dive into issue 2. I did find issue 1 on Hoopla. So if you're interested in this one, or you're excited about reading this one, I would check, if your library has Hoopla, I would check to see if they have the single issue already posted on Hoopla. That's how I was able to find it, so should be accessible that way. And the last one that I have on my list is one that I'm really excited about. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get my hands on this one. I may have to see if my LCS has it, because I don't think there's going to be a digital copy of it. And this is Gatsby issue #1. I know the collected trade already has a date of, I think, like March 2023. I really don't want to wait that long. I'm hoping that maybe there's a possibility that Hoopla will release the issues. I don't know if they are specifically contracted to get these single issues, but if so, I think the ones that Hoopla doesn't get, they don't get the single issues of DC and Marvel, because DC and Marvel all have their own platforms. But I'm thinking that it is a possibility that Hoopla will have this. I really, really do hope that they do have it. This is a comic book that is a reimagining of The Great Gatsby, which is a classic that I actually do enjoy. I know a lot of people hate The Great Gatsby. I'm one of those weird people that actually enjoys The Great Gatsby. Don't ask me why. I just do. And so this is a reimagining that happens in 2020, where we focus on a main character that is getting caught up once again in it's the same things thematically. Let's put it this way. It is the same things thematically. However, this reimagining takes into consideration a more diverse lens, if that makes sense. And it focuses on LGBTQIA+ queer characters. So I am definitely looking forward to this, because I think a lot of times we see classics and they aren't really diverse, but sometimes reimaginings of classics give people the opportunity to kind of see those same stories through a different lens. And so I'm really interested in getting the opportunity to pick that one up. All right, y'all, so those are the 5 comic book releases that are currently on my radar for this week. There, of course, are a lot more coming out, but those are my top 5. If you're interested in seeing my top 5 for last week, I'll make sure I link that video in the card symbol box above. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. If you're looking for ways to follow me on social media, all the links will be down in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video soon.